Swastiastu. Let we introduce ourselves. My name is Ocha Paula Sari and my partner.
Ananda Deni Parmita.
My name is Wayan Budiani.
My name is Luh Putu Gayatri.
Today we're going to have a discussion about a topic that has become public concern. The topic is using social media will reduce student academic performance. For the backgrounds, we'll explain by my friend. Gayatri, time is yours.
All right, as you might have noticed that nowadays, more and more people are using social media. According to Digital 21 Global Overview Report, there are over than 4.2 billion social media users from all over the world. That means more than half of the world's populations are connected through social media. Asia contributes 1.2 billion or 28% of the world's social media users. Interestingly, 191 million users come from Indonesia, which is actually a huge number. As a result, Indonesia goes into second place after Philippines as one of the countries that spend the highest time on social media in Southeast Asia. That means a user in Indonesia spends approximately 3 hours and 14 minutes a day just in social media, which is higher than the average worldwide time of 2 hours and 25 minutes. Some platforms that are used the most in Indonesia is YouTube, then followed by WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Based on a survey that was conducted by Statista, 30% of the social media users in Indonesia are between the age 25 until 34 years old. 25% users comes from the age between 18 until 24 years old. 20% users come from the age 13 until 17 years old, and 25% the rest come from the other groups. This survey suggests that 96% of teenagers between 13 until 17 years old are active in social media. 51% of them are constantly online throughout the day. This survey also found that Instagram is the most frequently used social media among teenagers. A research from WHO support the survey. They state that 9 out of 10 students in Indonesia are using social media pretty much every day. This astonishing fact of massive consumptions of social media among students in Indonesia and its consequence has become public concern, especially parents. Some parents assume that social media affects their children's health, behavior, and even contributes to their children's poor grade at school. An article that was published by BMC Psychology shared their findings. They claim social media contributes to some factor that can reduce students' academic performance. They also state that further research on whether social media is the main factor in this phenomena or not is needed.
All right, we're going to start our discussion. I'm very agree with this statement because I believe that using social media will reduce student academic performance as a social media without a doubt will entice its user to constantly online with all of the engaging and attractive platform is offered. As you may know, that social media is designed in a way to make people in general, including students, want to use it more and more, or I would better say it causes addiction. Once students get exposed by social media, they will have some kind of tendency to spend much more time on social media rather than studying. Students will prefer watching movies, texting friends, and or scrolling actors rather than studying. Reviewing, then they have learned or doing their homework. And if it happens continually and for a long time, of course, it will reduce their academic performance. Let's take my sister as example when she was in elementary school. She didn't have a phone and didn't connect to social media, so she spent most of her time for studying and turned out that she got good academic results. On contrary, now, when she already uses social media, she spends more time on social media instead of learning. As a result, she doesn't perform as well as she used to be. I even think social media is glued to some mental problems, particularly anxiety. As you might have noticed, that in social media people have some urges to share only the best things about themselves and their lives so that everything looks so perfect. Although in reality, that is not the case. Set of perfection that is formed by social media can change the way someone perceives themselves, especially students who are emotionally unstable. They might start feeling inferior and judging themselves of not being as good as others. They can also feel like a fraud when they are not able to achieve some objectives, or they may feel uncomfortable with their physical appearance. This sort of negative feelings affect their mood, health, and mental condition badly, which surely will reduce their academic performance.
All right, thank you for the time. I'm disagree about this topic because in my opinion, social media don't redact student perform. It can also be used for studying like when I was in senior high school. My teacher told me to use WhatsApp and Telegram to access the material explained by the teacher. I also often use social media to see other people's assessment and I think it can motivation me to study harder. Social media plays a key role in everyone's life. Students also use social media extensively, while there is a common perception that students end up spending a lot of time on social media. Social media can be used for money benefits. There are different types of social media available today. Social networking, Facebook, Google, microblogging, Twitter, Tumblr, photo sharing, Instagram, Snapchat, video sharing, YouTube, Facebook Live. Putting it all together, social media has become very important due to the drastic increase in the number of users. Learning has gone beyond the classroom where social learning is promoted on almost all the led a learning website. Students can take class from e-learning website and discuss their learning or doubts using various social media channels. In this social learning process, it becomes very important for students to stay connected with their peers. Students can make friends with their friend and build a strong network. They get to know a lot of new people and start building new connection with them. Social media is a wonderful platform for students to express themselves. Social media allows students to express themselves in various ways, such as by positive photos, vlog, individual article, videos, audio clips. It helps students to get out of the box and explore their talents. Such events will identify student talent and give them further opportunities in life. So I think social media can help the learning process. Thank you.
I think I have to stand with Ocha this time. I disagree that social media can be used for studying or learning purposes like sharing some learning materials as you stated before. Most of times when students go online on social media, they don't go for studying, but more to get some kind of like easy dopamine, like watching videos, sending messages, scrolling someone posts, or other things. Even if they go through social media intentionally for studying, they will get distracted by a lot of notifications. As a result, they are most likely going to stop every certain minutes to check their social media. One of my high school friends who was addicted to social media so much says that social media affects her academics performance. She told me that whenever she learned by using her phone either on social media or other app, she always get distracted by notifications. She constantly stopped to open her social media bit for sending messages, watching videos, or others. She struggled a lot with this as she ended up spending more time on social media and wasn't able to control herself in order to not get addicted. At the time, she even didn't prepare for her exams and she got a good grade. Furthermore, I tend to believe that using social media will lead into procrastination, which is undoubtedly will reduce students' academic performance. Since students are already get exposed too much by social media, oftentimes will lose controls of themselves. They cannot manage their time when they should be on social media, studying, or doing other activities. So they tend to mix up their tasks with less focus. For example, they use social media while doing homework, or in more extreme, they maybe put off studying and decided to do it later. The next day, the same things happens over and over again, and I think it's gonna reduce their academics performance. Even Bill Gates didn't let her daughter to use social media before 13 because he was afraid that her daughter will struggle with procrastination.
Okay, thank you for the time. I'm disagree. In my opinion, I don't think that notifications are always distracting because usually I active notification on YouTube to find out that there is a new learning video from YouTube. I get a lot of things from social media about lesson. Not all social media distract us. There are also things that make us excited when heard the notification and immediately open the notification to learn. There are many benefits from social media as a means to communicate interactively with teaching staff who are more effective in the education and teaching process. Optimizing the teaching and learning process because it is no longer bound by space and time. As a suggestion for debriefing and training on the use of ICT, maximizing chapter power students because teaching materials are not only glue to the text but can be in the form of images, videos, or other interesting media.
For the conclusion, using social media doesn't necessarily reduce student academic performance. Social media has its own pros and cons. Social media can be used as a media to share learning materials, have discussion with friends, and look for inspiration. In the other hand, it also can distract student computation, cause addiction which leads into science, mental problems, behavior change, and procrastination. The dedication is on the student hands whether they want to be on the positive sides that gonna beneficial or them or contrary.
All right, I think that's all about our discussions today. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for your attentions. See you next time. Om Santi 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 Om.
Santi, Santi, Santi.
Santi, Santi.